Hi, welcome to Viewpoint. I'm your host, Lily Newman, and my co-host, Susan Solomon, Executive Director of Drug Crisis in Our Backyard, isn't here with us today, but she will join us for our next show. Why did we start Viewpoint? Well, you know, there are a lot of resources in different communities that people don't know about. And Sue and I got together and we said, let's do a show that lets people know what's out there for them. And we have our guest, and our guest today is Jim Rathschmidt from United for Our Troops. And we bring people here as our guests to tell us they're on the front lines to answer your questions. So, Jim, welcome to Viewpoint.
Well, we're really happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. So could you tell us about United for the Troops?
Yeah, it's really simple. It started 10 years ago. Okay. This is our 10th year. And our son joined the Army, went to boot camp, got deployed to Iraq, and we started sending him little things from home like we thought everybody was doing. And he soon told us that there were a lot of men and women over there that didn't have anybody. Okay. So we sent over some letters and tell us what you need. Right. So we accumulated what is now our wish list. Right. And it's just comfort foods, that's all. And the first year, we raised enough outside of supermarkets and churches to send over 200 boxes. Wow, okay. All to his platoon. Right. And he was out in the desert for 3 days. Wow. Came back, just wanted to take a shower. Right. And his captain said, you got a lot of work to do in the back. He said, I've been gone for 3 days. How am I in trouble? When he went in the back, there were 200 boxes from home, from our community. And that's how it started. And 10 years later, it's 17,000 of these boxes. Wow. Okay, so tell us about the box and what goes in the box. Okay, please. So here's a... That's all right, we'll fix. We'll fix. Don't worry about it. We'll get it. Each soldier or military person that's deployed gets at least 2 boxes. But sometimes we send 50 or 100 boxes to one deployed military person, because they share and we find out how many people are there, how many women are there, how long they're going to be there. So each box gets 1 box of toiletries and 1 box of food items. All right. We learn not to mix Zest soap with Oreo cookies, so you can imagine. Okay. And we take the time to wrap things in plastic bags, so in the shipping, if shampoo breaks, it stays in that plastic bag. So what do you put in the boxes? Like, you talk about your wish list. Yeah, well, I can read some of the, well, actually, it's much easier. They love the teriyaki, that's a big money maker. The bars, all the fruit roll-ups that we have individual crackers. So it's non-perishable, single-serve, if possible, food items. Exactly, not the big bags or anything. Single-serve, that you could put in this size box. That's exactly right. Because this size box costs what to ship? Almost $15 a box. All right. And then the other box that has toothbrushes, what is that? The same thing. We get shampoo and conditioner. Got it. Not bar soap. Okay. Well, if you drop a bar in the sand over in the desert, it's like sandpaper. So we have liquid soap. Okay. We have Tylenols, playing cards, everything that you can think of. And you said what surprised me is not the trial sizes. No, we did, but we found out that they get lost in their backpacks. They're reaching for them. Okay. And then there's a collection of garbage. Really, you know, don't forget they're in a guest country, so they want to keep things as neat. Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah, so if they have the little ones, they'll keep throwing them out and making more and more garbage. Okay. But we do take them because we give them to the soup kitchens and. Got it. Okay. All right. And then now, how do you know where to send them? Well, we get hundreds of names from our community, from chaplains that have known men and women over there that have been deployed 2, 3, 4 times, have nobody. Mostly it comes from friends and neighbors, military that have come over, that are there, come back. We have no problem finding names. When we do our packing, we have hundreds of names. Really? So how many boxes do you give? How many boxes did you give out so far in 2017? About 2,100. 2,100. And our biggest time of packing is called Operation Defend the Holidays, and that's always done on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Okay. And what is that? What do you do? We'll have about 300 volunteers over at Copper Beach Middle School. Tell them where it is, please. Copper Beach Middle School is on Main Street over in Shrub Oak itself. And we're invited by the Lakeland School District to come in. We've been with the Lakeland School District for about 9 years almost. And so when we set up over there, it's the largest gym, one of the largest gyms in Westchester County. We've outgrew every other place. Last year we packed 1,004 of those boxes. in a half a day.
And they go to all over.
They're all over. They go to Korea, they go to Hawaii, they go to mostly Afghanistan, they go to ships.
Got it.
When we first got names of sailors, I said, how are they going to get there? But they do.
They do.
And we have one of the pictures that we have here.
Please show us a picture.
Oh, okay. This is from the USS Bataan.
Okay.
And so these guys got some of our boxes. That's exactly what it looks like. And if you can see the faces, it just tells it all.
Yeah, it does.
And we get hundreds of these letters back because of technology now.
Right.
When we first started, maybe it was a letter that arrived 2 months later, maybe an email. But now we're getting just incredible.
Is it a lot of emails?
Oh, yeah, mostly emails. Yeah.
So how many boxes, what's your dream number? If you had a number, what would that amount be?
We're just doing something constantly all the time. So I know it's really good to set goals, but we have to work with the community. What's going to be coming in?
Right.
You know, we do something for Valentine's Day, Operation Cupid, then March into spring. Right now we're getting ready for Operation Defend the Holiday, which is our biggest one.
Right.
Sometimes we only send out 50 boxes if we get it.
Right.
But we have a wonderful facility up in Putnam County right here, given to us by Mary Ellen Odell in the Highway Department. It's a huge
and you stock stuff there?
That's where we do a lot of our packing.
Got it.
That's where we stock everything. So we're really blessed with people in our community to help us. We have no overhead. It's still all volunteers.
Great.
Every dime that comes into United for the Troops stays in United for the Troops. And that's very attractive to people in our community.
Right.
We have a very stellar reputation that we're very proud of. And our volunteers are just incredible, incredible people.
That's amazing. That really is amazing. So you know what? You want to tell the audience, you give them your phone number and your email address so they can reach you?
Sure. You can go to our webpage at unitedforthetroops.org. Our phone number is 845-729-4239. We have a Facebook page, which is United for the Troops on Facebook. My individual Facebook page is Jim Rathschmidt. You just put the name in. All the information is there. You can call us 24 hours a day. We might not answer the phone at 3 in the morning, but we will get back to you.
You know, you have a letter that you had from someone that wrote to you, I guess in thanks of sending them a package.
Yeah, I want to read a little letter from a 7-year-old girl that came up to me and said, I have $5.35 from my piggy bank. Will you take it? And you can't make this stuff up.
I know.
And so she sat down and she wrote a letter. And it reads, I love you so much that I pray for you every evening and night. Please stay safe and come home soon. Love, Elizabeth, age 7.
Oh.
And one of the nicest things also is that we hear back from these men and women.
The one in the front.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Don't apologize.
So here's some of the cards that have been sent out to some of the soldiers. One of the things that is amazing,
please do
we have a woman, Sherry Donovan, who's in Somers. I will, thank you. And she is going to get 1,000 of these little baggies of American soil. And we're going to send them over. We've been doing this, and it reads, sending you a bit of American soil so you don't feel far from home. And the Girl Scouts of Somers. Recently, just on Facebook today, she received a letter back from a soldier. It was a little twist of what we're used to, but it was very, very important to read. They had some casualties over there, and so they took these little packets of soil and laid them underneath of the soldier coming home, so he would be laying.
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah. Just one last letter. It's from one of our soldiers that received it, and it says, I just wanted to say thank you for the care packages that you sent out to those of us stationed overseas. It really means a lot to get that support. Please thank everyone who put time and effort into putting these boxes together, and the children who wrote the cards. I really enjoy reading them, very respectful, and then they sign their name. So it's so important for us to let people know what's going on. We don't have any political affiliation. Right. We don't have any discussions about politics or the war.
That's right.
We just want to bring a little comfort to our troops.
That's amazing. Really, I need to shake your hand. Thank you.
But, you know, it's still home-based with our family, but we have so many key people and so many volunteers. People are thanking my wife and I all the time, and we had to learn to say, you're welcome. But still in all, they need to know how many people help us.
Yeah, and when you're telling your story, you started it in your house, in your kitchen.
Oh, in the basement.
In the basement.
And soon the furniture was someplace else, and then we were allowed to go into a VFW, and then an American Legion for a year, and then elementary school, wow. And now we're in the largest gym in Westchester County.
That's, it really is amazing how what hope can do, and love and commitment can do, and that's what I guess our servicemen and women are doing over there. They're serving their country.
It's such a connection, and it's so good for younger kids to get involved, to get outside of themselves. Sometimes they'll walk in and say, "Hi, Mr. Rathschmidt, I'm here for community service, and I can only stay 45 minutes. Right. Well, I see on the sheet it says 5 hours.
Right.
But 2 hours later, so many times, they're still there.
They're still there.
Not only are they there, but the parents that came to pick them up,
that's right.
They're there.
Right.
And so it grows. We've had kids in kindergarten, 10 years, all right? They're 15 years old now. They're still coming back to volunteer for us.
That's amazing.
So it's not all about what we do. Right. It's about them getting out and giving of themselves.
Right. And that's so important.
And that's so rewarding.
And I think for us, my background is working with people who suffer from the disease of addiction, and that's so isolating. And once you start with drugs, that's your only focus. And to bring what you do into treat, because I'm always thinking outside the treatment programs, and get the clients to come and volunteer, get them outside of themselves.
Yesterday we were down in the county center.
Okay, tell us about that.
It was terrific. It's run by Volunteer New York, who has been on board with us for many, many years. It's an incredible organization, and they work with all for not-for-profits. So in remembrance of 9/11, they asked not-for-profits to come and have people come in from industries and schools. Today, they came in to make us greeting cards, cards like this that go in our boxes. But towards the end of the day, a group from Lincoln Watts, which is a home for children that are really having problems, and they came in and they had no idea what they wanted to do, what they were doing. It was so moving to see them, what they wrote and what they put down together. And they said to one of their the guys that was helping them, "Can we do this again?" So it's I'm preaching to the choir.
But you know what? You got to let people know that you're out there, because I didn't know that you existed, and that's sad.
There were men yesterday that came in and they were making quilts, cutting up quilts and putting this stuff together. And they knew they were there for the most part. Sure, they're getting out of work for 2 or 3 hours, but when they came in, I see the faces, and I see how they're making connection and how they're enjoying being with everybody.
That's right.
So I have a great advantage of seeing people in our community, and it's really rewarding.
And you see the transformation.
All the time. And sometimes it's with the men or women or young kids that seem to be having the worst problems, or seem to have a stigmatization, or seem to be said, "See that one over there?
Right. It's that
Watch out for that one." And so I've learned not to judge.
And your story about Lincoln Watts, the kids that came in to get a chance to give of themselves.
They came in, and they would just, "Can I make another one? Can I make another one?"
So they're coming back?
Well, they said they are.
So do you call people? Do you reach out to them? Will you call this person from Lincoln Watts and say, "You know what, could you bring the kids back?"
We're already connected. We're already on LinkedIn. We're already on Facebook. We're already on an email address. They're connected with us, and we're connected with them.
So do you reach out to them, or you wait for them to reach out to you? Let's say for your Christmas.
They're on a contact list.
Oh, okay.
So everything that is going on with our schedule will go out to MailChimp, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
So I have to get on MailChimp, Facebook, LinkedIn.
That's correct. That's
so
correct.
I know what's going on.
You'll be hooked up.
I want to be hooked up.
Nobody gets away.
It's wonderful. It really is wonderful. I want you to give your number and your email address.
The email address is unitedforthetroops@gmail.com. The website is unitedforthetroops.org, and our phone number is 845-729-4239.
So what else? You said that your son was in this. Were you in the service?
I was not. And so when we first started doing this, we almost felt a little guilty. Oh, now our son is here, and now we're going to get involved. But we didn't know. We really didn't know. One thing I got to tell you, when they started sending back letters to us about what they needed, a lot of them were asking for Flintstone vitamins. I thought that was great. It's 110 degrees in the shade. You could chew it. It was good for you. It didn't need a lot of water. You'll probably know what's going to tell you. I'm going to tell you last. It wasn't for them. It was for the families and the kids over in Iraq. So right away we knew we had a mission. And it's always continued like that. They're always asking something for somebody else. Oh, my buddy could use a pack of playing cards. So now
simple.
So simple. And the wish list changes all the time. And so it's on our website.
Yes, this is the wish list. I know you can't see it, but the wish list is on your website?
Yes, the wish list is on the website. It looks like this. Right. I don't know if it's to reflection. And on the other side is who we are. Right. And it basically just simply tells everybody what we do, what we don't do, what we're about, how we started. And so the simpler the better, you know.
You're right.
When I'm looking at things,
it's got to be,
it's got to be simple.
Are you a nonprofit?
Oh, yes. We're a 501(c)(3).
Okay.
We're all volunteers. We have no overhead. We have no salaries.
Okay.
We're also just recently been patented and trademarked by the United States government. A friend of ours works for a company that does this, and they did this. It was like a $2,300 donation. So it actually protects us. We're very protected of what we do. It only takes one mistake to put a black mark on what you do. And so we're very careful with that.
Right.
So now we're trademarked and patented.
So what does that do for you, being trademarked?
It just allows us to keep our logo like this.
Okay.
Now, if somebody says, puts something out and says, we're United for the Troops, and they're not doing the right thing, or we can always protect ourselves saying,
Got it. That's a trademark.
I'm sorry they made this mistake, but that's not ours. Or I'm sorry, that's not us.
Oh, so differentiate between someone else who might want to take that and collect money.
And we're also, we're also incorporated, and our corporation is into our 501(c)(3).
Okay, and you said something about patent. So what's patented?
Well, just like you patent, you know Coca-Cola, you see that little R in the sign?
Yeah.
That means it's registered.
Okay.
And patented means that this is protected under United States government.
I'm surprised. So I'm trying to figure out what's the difference between the patent and the trademark.
Since we're being honest, I have no idea.
Perfect.
All I know is
you're protected.
That's correct.
And that's all that matters. So no one else can get money sent to them, because that happens with a lot of the different,
all the time.
Especially with 9/11, all these funds started up, and people were sending money to bogus funds.
When people ask about what we do, I said, do your due diligence, make your phone calls, ask around, talk to people. It always helps us, because then they can relax. Right. Because unfortunately, that happens.
And the good thing is that you being a nonprofit, 501(c), is that they can use that as a deduction.
Absolutely.
So they know that the money is going to the right place.
Corporations help us out.
Good.
We don't do much with Coke or Pepsi because it makes it almost too big.
What do you mean?
Well, we like to stay within our own community. And once you get over a certain level, you have to start hiring people and having other facilities.
Oh, you mean once you get too big?
You can't contain it within all volunteers. It's very difficult to do.
Oh, okay.
So we're very happy to show other people around the country, which we've done many times. This is what we do.
Got it.
This is how we do it.
Got it.
How about you putting your own flavor into it and put another name on it, and we remain United for the Troops.
So when you go to these other places, other states, do you train them under United, like having different...
It's very easy to do it by conference call, email. It's very simple to do it.
Can they call themselves United for the Troops of Nebraska?
No, they can't.
Oh.
No.
So no one else can be under your umbrella?
No.
So it's not, you can't, franchise, but that's not the right word.
It's not a franchise. We're a not-for-profit.
Right.
And because we're patented and trademarked, nobody can use this insignia. This was checked out for 6 months to make sure nobody else had it.
Got it.
And that protects us.
So what do you train people on then when they call you from other states?
We tell them how we started, how we do it, how we get donations, how to become a 501(c)(3), how to protect what you do, how to keep very honest within your system, how to recruit volunteers, all that kind of stuff.
But not like United for the Troops from Nebraska, someplace, another state, California.
No, they can
do whatever they want.
And it's always good to get your own name because it's a part of you.
Right. This is you.
This is us.
This is you, your wife, your son, and everyone else in the community.
Kids,
So who do you want to reach out to? You say you don't want to go too big, but you'll take donations from Pepsi and things like that.
Of course. And I don't want that to be misunderstood. We're very grateful when larger companies help us out. What I really meant is that where we are now is at a nice, it's not a plateau, it's always growing.
Got it.
But we're able to just stay underneath that volunteer coverage.
Got it, because if you get too big.
Yes, but we have wonderful people that donate. They can donate on PayPal. Excuse me. We have companies that donate within their own system. Other companies like State Farm is going to match what we bring in at the car show.
Wow.
So when you think about sending 1,000 boxes in one day, that's a $15,000 check that has to be written out. But here's something cool, and I have to tell you. We deal with the Shrub Oak Post Office.
Okay.
And it's a small little place, maybe this big. But we got there, and they were so good to us that we remained there. Now, the day of the packing with 1,000 boxes, and every other box goes through Shrub Oak. The day of the packing, we have 1,000 boxes on a truck. 7:30 on Sunday morning, we'll be there. Now, the post office is not open.
Nope.
But there'll be all volunteers, all from the post office, and process every single box until it's done. And they've done this. This will be their 10th year doing it for us.
That's amazing.
It is.
You know how people just rise to the occasion to help. That's what makes us great.
It sure does.
It really does.
You know, it's a lot of work, but there's so much reward coming.
That's it. And your troops, they come home, they find you?
Oh, for Pete's sakes.
Do they
come to our fundraisers, and, I got one of your boxes. Could you wait right here? And then I asked them, could you tell your story? And you can hear a pin drop.
Pin drop.
And of course, you have to rub your arms because you get those.
Of course.
So it's great stuff. And we have moms that are with us that reach out to us, and we've connected them with other moms.
Good.
My wife will say she didn't sleep a night for a year.
Right.
And there was a woman that was having a really hard time.
Because her only
son was deployed, and she was a mess. We hooked her up with some of the other women that had men and daughters and sons over there. And then last year at a big packing, she came to help us. And she was taking a box, and we were sending some boxes to her son that time also. And so she takes one of these boxes up here, and there's a final staging area where it sits down, and the labels go on, and the declaration goes on. And she sat it down, and my daughter was one of the ones, and my daughter just took the gummed top of the address of the soldier and smoothed it out like this. And she looked down, and it was to her son. So I had to stop everything and tell people they need to know that there are no coincidences.
That's right. God works.
These things do not happen on their own. And so we stopped it, and of course, the place just went wild, and the tears come down, and it's part of what we do.
I want to go to your Christmas.
You're invited.
Tell me
You're
when,
invited.
And I'll send it around to the different treatment
It's always
programs.
the last Thursday, last Saturday after Thanksgiving. In November, it's the last Saturday after Thanksgiving. We'll have an online sign-up.
Okay.
And reason being is that it's a good problem to have.
Right.
We have 250 people sign up in 48 hours to come. It's an event. People make it an event.
Wow.
And so when you get the notice,
I am going to fill it out.
Yeah.
I mean, don't.
We'll sneak in if you don't get up.
I was going to say, do you ever turn people away?
Well,
you have so many volunteers.
We've called them up personally and asked them if they've been with us a number of times.
Wow.
Would you mind? They signed up. Sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't.
Right, you let them come.
Exactly.
Just let them come. Let them show up.
We can allow like 300 volunteers to be there. So we shut it down in 250.
Got it. Just for the overflow.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what? It's been great having you.
Oh, thank you.
Really, and United for the Troops is an amazing organization.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And that you have your support group.
Yep.
It's like not a group, but you hook people up.
It is a support group.
Good.
We network with so many different people.
Good, so that no one's alone.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why we do Viewpoint, to connect people with services that are in your community and even outside your community. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's great, so we just keep talking. That's it. Perfect.